welcome to another Lordaeron Aftermath video. Today we'll be looking at a new forum post on gamerisland.org, and today we'll be looking at maybe a future potential for Blood Elves, or Wretched I should say. So what we're looking at here is a Sandlin, Sandlin path, which if you don't know what the Sandlins are, they are the Blood Elves that were killed by Arthas and the Scourge after Kael'thas and such disappeared from Northrend, after the battle for the Frozen Throne and all that. Those are remaining: Lanathel, Kelseth, Tal'Daram, and Valanar, the three Blood Princes. I think that's how it was. And of course, a long post, very long post, with a lot of units and events and all that were set up. But SVNS, I can never say that, did put up a post that was a little bit smaller, so I'm just gonna go through that, so it's also much more easier to read. I'm not gonna go through what units. Oh god, I've just eaten terribly. Sorry for that. Rickle Worker, which has the peasant model, which is of course the peasant. And if you don't know, the Rickle, the Sandlin were kind of working, or were with the Rickle, like we can see in Outguard, the Keep, I think it is. There we can find Vernal, oh god damn it, the Blood Prince, and he's like in command of some of the Rickle, so that's the reason why we see Rickle units here. Melee unit with 650 HP, more attack and more attack speed and damage than normal melee units, lower the armor of the attack units by 3, and it also suggests models, which is a Rexar model for that, which seems very cool. Dragonflayer Harpooner, ranged unit, same stats as a Blood of Archer, a bit of a more health, and auto-cast Berserk ability, and a net ability that requires Kelseth, which is... Kelseth is one of the lords, the Blood Princes, so I assume they will not be revivable. Imported model, or just a bandit model. Gargoyle, which we know, requires Valanar. Meatwagon, use the melee upgrade, requires Valanar. Dark Fallen Deathblade, which has a maximum of 8, I would assume, since there's a number there. It has the Knight stats, it has a Death Coil, which can deal 100 damage and heal 200 to undead units, and it costs 75 mana. Icy Touch, which is basically like a Black Arrow, only with, it doesn't summon unit, it slows enemies, and it deals plus 4 extra damage and has 6 mana, and is of course an auto cost. Gotten at Enkila, I think that's a base. Dragonflayer Runecaster, a bit of a higher stats than a priest, gotten at, cool enough to deserve his own model. Njorder's Rune of Protection, buff spell that gives 8 armor and no damage increased. Bolt Throw's Rune of Flame Dispel is essentially Flame Shield from Azure Wars. It also canon for the actual guy in the game. Fits nicely, I think. Rune of Ubi, a beefed up Hellstone. Essentially, this, however, heals living and undead. Okay. Dragonflayer Flamebinder, sorcerer stats gotten at Outguard, Druid of the Talon model. Ignite, a less powerful Searing Flames. Flame Patch, Purge. Incinerate Flames, a slightly beefier Unholy Frenzy. Now, I don't know what Searing Flames are, but I just have to try to remember. I can't remember, unfortunately. Dark Fallen Noble. Same stats as a priest, requires Tal'Daram, Necromancer model. Curse, Siphon Essence, same thing as Naga, Siren Parasites, except it spawns Skeleton Warriors. Oh god. Change of Shadow, which is a Cyclone. So I like this one very much with the Siphon Essence, like when you if a unit is killed under this effect, it spawns a skeleton. It is from the original Parasite ability with the Naga. They summoned a Murloc Warrior or something. Ankahat Shade, same stats as the Mana Worm, invincible, do not attack and have Mana Flare, True Sight and Mana Burst, requires Tal'Daram and has a Shade model. Bloodguard, same stats as a Spellbreaker, are spell immune, requires Blood Queen, question mark, which means they require Lich King too. Devour Magic, Feedback, Vampire Blade, basically Orb of Annihilation, Town Down for Lordaeron the Aftermath. Let's go longer down. Ymir Flame, no, Ymir, there we go. Yamiriar, basically a Rickle that is blue with 300 plus 300% HP, a passive reduce all income hits by 5 and takes 50% reduced magic spell damage and has plus 4 to his damage over the normal Rickle. You lose these guys if blue dies though, so keep the Lich King alive. Requires Blood Queen question mark, which means that they require Lich King too. Now, we have 3 different elites we're gonna look at. I don't know if this is just 3 different suggestions for elites or the 3 elites that is gonna be in, or if it happens. I think it's just 3 different choices. Ymir Flamebearer is same stats as a Blood Sorceress, requires Kelset, and has a Druid of the Claw model. Blink, Searing Flames, then we have that spell again, which I have no idea what does. Soul Burn, and Hellfire, which seems reasonable. Dark Fallen Archmage, a slightly higher stat than Blood Sorceress, has a Loon's Grace passive, Wretched Sorcerer model. Blast Wave, which is a Frost Nova with 75 mana cost and deals 100 damage on the hit, I think. I don't know how much it does around units, but who knows. Shroud of Spell Warding, 50 mana, which I have no idea what is. It is not known to me what that is. Animated Death costs 90 mana, 3 corpses back to life for 2 minutes, which seems reasonable, I think. And of course, we know with elites that there is a maximum of 4. Darkfallen Blood Knights, which is slightly higher stats than Blood Sorcerers, has an Elun's Grace passive, and the model it uses is Wretched Lothamar's model. Oh, Lothamar, that's good. Death Coil, Death Pact, Unholy Strike, which is not the Unholy Aura, it's a Cleave. Blood Mirror, a Spirit Link with 75 mana to affect 6 units, allied and enemies. Doesn't affect heroes. I think that seems reasonable. So with the units, I really like them. They is unique and has their own things. And the 3 choices with elite seems really cool. I personally like the Darkfallen Archmage and Blood Knight very much. That's my favorites, I have to say. I mean, the Ymir Flamebearer is cool, but I just think that's better. The same with the Noble, like Siphon Essence and Chains of Shadow. I mean, wow, that sounds really cool. And of course the Bloodguard, which is gonna be cool. And with the Darkfallen Deathblade, like with Icy Touch, that has a slow Death Coil, and yeah. And I think that's a maximum of 8. Now we're gonna move down to Heroes, which is Kelset, which is a ranged, and he's gonna use the oral. He suggests the Kael'thas model. Death Coil, Summon Rickle Guards, basically Felkael summon spell, but summon Rickle, not demons. Frost Tomb, basically Fast Serum Bundos, Entangling Roots, different visual effect. Shadow Resonance, summons a small spear that does pulsing AoE damage, lasts 10, 12, 13, 15 seconds. Sorta like the Nathrasim one, but placeable. Pocket Factory might make a good base for this maybe. It's okay if it's right next to him, I suppose, depending on the AoE range. So I think that sounds pretty cool, especially with this Shadow Resonance. I mean, we have to depend if you think of how OP this is gonna be, but you know, just with the idea, I think it sounds very cool. Tal'Daram, which is gonna be a melee and also has the kill model. They all share the same model in World of Warcraft as well. They just have some different color changes. Windwalk, conjure a flame spear, summons a flame spear that flies and deals magic damage to enemies, increases HP and damage with level, vampiric aura, embrace of the vampire, super buff drain life with 1 second stun. And all of these spells is actually the exact same as in World of Warcraft, which I think is very awesome, especially one with the embrace of the vampire and conjure. Flame spear, those are really ones that are cool. Velanar, which is going to be a ranged one, same with Kael'thas' model. Howl of Terror, kinetic Bomb, summons a kinetic bomb to go suicide into the enemy. I wonder how that's going to work. Wise Counsel, and Shadow of Enkilan, which is Tranquility, which is more of a support hero, but he still sounds awesome. I don't know if any of these are revivable, if it was going to be like that, since like 4 heroes, that's going to be a lot. Blood Queen Lana Thurler herself, a ranged, Illidan stats, probably less HP and more attack though, imported model. Swarming Shadows, which is a cluster rocket, but stronger of course. Shroud of Sorrow, which is immolation style ability, much like Hakar's. Essence of the Blood Queen, a 15-second rotation and 10 seconds cooldown, adds 20, 30, 40 damage to single target. Pact of the Darkfallen, which is a mana flux style ability, which is basically Fort Lightning, if you don't know, or if you just remember Khadgar's ultimate. Is it Khadgar's mana flux? I think it's Khadgar's ultimate. So I think those abilities sounds very cool and interesting. I think all of these heroes could be very fun to play with of course, with the units as well. It would be very OP if you could have all of the heroes if these three wouldn't die, because as you see, some of the units he suggested that require some stuff, like with the Deathblade that requires Gotnet and Kila, which is probably a base in Northrend somewhere. Let's move on to buildings. Necropolis, which contains the Acolytes and Elites, of course, Cigarettes, Altar of Darkness, Arcane Generators, which I think you know what they restore mana. Tomb of Relics, with an orb. Oh god. Orb of Darkness and a nerfed Mask of Death. Rickel Barracks, Merc Camp model. Rickel or the EMR, depends on if Lich King is alive and such. Dragonflayer Harpooner, Deathblade and Archer upgrades if they weren't researched. Arcane Sanctum, which has the Arcane Sanctum model, but a little bit darker. Dragonflayer, Runecaster, Flamebinder, Darkfall Noble, and the Blood Guards. Training upgrades for Dragonflayer and Nobles. Dragonflayer Runecaster should sync with Priests ups, while Flamebinder sync with the Sorcerer upgrades. Nobles should have their own research, and Blood Guards Devour Magic / Vampire Blade should also be researchable. Slaughterhouse, Meat Wagons, Gargoyles, Anchor Shades contains the Garg and the weapon and the wagon upgrades, as well as an upgrade to make the Shades magic immune called Drifting Shadows. Yeah, there we go. Graveyard normal Blood of upgrades. My Life for Death Guard enables your Ymir to become Vorgul on death. Vorgul looks like a zombie but have the same stats as a skeleton warrior. So the Vorgul are Rickel as well, just dead. That's basically behind that. Darkfallen Fury increases the HP of Darkfallen Deathblades by 300 and unlocks their Icy Touch spell. Blood Queen's Elite turns your Darkfallen Archmage into Darkfallen Blood Knights and gives Lanathal 1 level. Darkfallen Necromancy upgrades your Fallen Archmages if you research the Blood Knights, turn them into Archmages, unlocks their animated dead ability and buffs their Frost Nova by 25 damage. Which, you know, those upgrades sounds reasonable and cool, and, you know, with the elites and all that. Now, the events. When you first go Sandland, which is a research which requires you to own Sunwell, unempowered or otherwise. You start off in Icecrown with Tenris Merkwood, no, Merc Blood, 4 Blood Guards and 2 Fallen Archmages and 2 Fallen Blood Knights, and you gain 400 gold and 200 wood. What concerns me with this is, shouldn't they be wretched at least before this could be researchable? Because it doesn't make sense if you can do this while you have the Sunwell and is alive and well. So that doesn't make too much sense in my mind. Each Prince Cap event grants. Also, you suggest you have to get the princes one by one. Each Prince Cap event grants you 250 gold and 100 wood, and they have some minor forces with them when you cap them. Valnar and Kelset also come with buildings, Outgard Keep and Enkilath, and Kelset and Valnar also have summon worker item. Yeah, that sounds cool. Outgard Keep itself has a splash and a siege damage, so it's decent for fighting off naval invasions. If you lose Outgard, you don't lose any units. However, it does contain a one-off upgrade to give you Rickel's units 2 attack and 50 HP. I think it sounds reasonable that Outgard should be able to defend itself against naval attacks. Enkilath is simply a further necropolis with fast side ability, nothing big, potentially creative listens here up to March. We know that sounds okay as well. And that is what the Sandland post is about on the forums. I think that sounds very good, and I just want to really look at what concerns he had. I have no idea what the Flame Shield in Astral was. Yeah, I have no idea either. I don't remember the spell names. I don't remember what Searing Flames is. I have no idea what it is. What animation should Change of Shadow have? I don't think that Kale model will work on Taldram as he's a melee. Being bad at lore, I have no idea what Outgard and Enkilath are. You haven't specified the models for some units. Okay, that doesn't seem... So, wait a last concern is about that fact that these Sandlims seem to have equal or more stats than Blood Elves. It should remember that this is considered a second chance after the Blood Elves failed to preserve the Sunwell. It's good to have all these different units, but making them stronger than the original will make some Blood Elf player go wretched voluntarily, which is a bad thing. And I think I read somewhere that the one who made all this list suggested that they can only have a food cap of 100 instead of 300. So they will be as powerful as they are, but they cannot have 300 units. And, you know, I think that seems reasonable, actually, that you can only have a food cap of 100 then. That you can have a powerful army, but not very many. So that's the Sandlin event. You have to suggest, you have to comment what you think of this, and hopefully I will see this in game. I would really much like to go Sandlins. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys. Bye bye.